Hey YouTube, Adam here. So today I was actually after work. I went to a couple of stores trying to find a handbag. Wearing a backpack is alright, but I mean, even not just for looks or anything like that, just for comfort, wearing a backpack is really uncomfortable in the summer, especially when it gets hot. I don't know if you guys ever noticed, but like whenever you wear a backpack with both straps on, you kind of insulate the back of, and you kind of sweat a lot, and it's not like it's gross or anything. It's just really uncomfortable, um, especially on really hot and humid days. And I live in New York City, and it does get pretty humid in the city in the summertime, especially in the summertime. So I mean, to counter that, what I do is then have the backpack on one shoulder, and that's alright for a while, but it gets really, really uncomfortable after like 10-20 minutes walking down a couple of blocks, maybe not even that long. It gets uncomfortable within like 5 minutes or so. It feels like half my shoulders falling off and doesn't feel right, doesn't feel balanced or anything like that. I've seen a lot of people carry around like messenger bags, which look really cool, but it's kind of hard to find out where to get a decent one. I went to a couple of stores. Um, J.C. Penney is one of them. I was going in and out of a couple of stores down on 34th Street. I didn't go to Macy's. I kind of don't like Macy's. For me, it's just a little bit too big. So yeah, JCPenney is one of the stores I've been to. I checked out Disguise, or whatever that store is. It's some kind of a Spanish store. It's actually originated in Barcelona. They have like a lot of jeans, a lot of interesting, flamboyant kind of stuff. Um, Disguise, I forgot. The information's on my phone, which I'm actually recording myself with right now. So yeah, I actually went to that store. They had a pretty decent bag, but that was like $106. At first I thought that particular store was kind of geared towards the lower market, but after checking out some of the price tags on t-shirts, like was like $60-$70 for like graphic tees, and I realized it's a pretty high-end store. No wonder nobody was inside of it. I think I was the first guy that walked in today. The other store I went into was Gap, which is kind of interesting. Um, yeah, they've moved the men's section all the way upstairs, right next to the kids section, so that was kind of awkward. Um, yeah, I walked into a couple of them and asked if they had some messenger bags. Some of them, I mean, they did have messenger bags, but none of them were really what I was looking for. Some looked kind of too big, some looked too small, some were just kind of like baggy. It just didn't look sleek enough. Um, the $100 one that I've seen looked kind of sleek, but I didn't like I don't want a messenger bag with a huge title of the company on it either. I just want kind of like a plain latch that just like no huge logo encompassing everything. Um, so that was today, and I've I've been to a couple stores down in Soho as well. I haven't really found anything yet. I really have to find this stuff online. It's a problem with when I decide to go out sometimes and try to find something that I want. It's just really hard to find when you're on foot. You can't just go walk into a store and know where to find things and expect to find what you want to find unless you do some research and figure out where the best place to get it and what you want to get. One of the biggest failures I had was American Eagle and Urban Outfitters. Both had pretty decent looking messenger bags that I found online, and I walked into the stores, checked it out, and one of the bags was discontinued, I think, like a year ago, and one of the other ones, they look a lot cooler online, but once you look at the real bag, they look like, I don't know, they look like duffel bags. You just, I don't know, like freaking huge. I mean, there's not something I would carry around, like wearing like a suit jacket, blazer, and decent skinny jeans and whatnot. I don't know. So besides that, I take the express post home to and from work usually every day, and it's really comfortable. Problem is, there are days whenever I hop on the bus and there's like nobody around you. I always manage to get the front. I always manage to get the seat next to the window. So that means I mean, there's a lot of seats empty that I don't have anybody sitting next to me. And usually what happens is when I sit down, and when the bus gets kind of crowded, it gets kind of filled up. So you usually get someone sitting next to me. And once in a while, when the bus starts emptying people out, like once we reach Brooklyn and whatnot, people start leaving. What happens is, once in a while, the person sitting next to me just gets up and moves to another seat. Sometimes I think, like, do I smell or something? Because I don't know. I would find that kind of be offensive. I mean, it's not really offending. It's not really offensive or anything. It's not. It's just kind of awkward. You're just sitting there, and next thing you know, like, oh, somebody just gets up and moves. I'm actually guilty of that myself. Sometimes I want to get up and move because I want more space. Yeah, so today I was sitting on the bus, and 90% of the bus was empty. So apparently it's one of those situations where, like, I'm sitting next to the window, and this girl's, like, sitting next to me, and she just doesn't get up and move to the next seat, which most people do. I was like, the problem is the seats were not really comfortable, and I felt kind of cramped. So it was like person to the right of me, and then it was like two people in front of me, and like two people behind me, and the whole bus was empty. And I felt kind of really awkward in that situation where people were just like cramping around me. Usually see cartoons drawn up about that. Like, yeah, actually no, I think there was an Axe commercial, or one of those kind of commercials that where a guy would be sitting on the bus, and then like everybody would just crowd around him and everything because he smelled so good. I guess. Yeah, usually I like when people actually get up and move to another seat when there's like seats available to move and sit by yourself. Usually I don't like being cramped, especially when it's like a few stops away from where I live. Usually by that point, I'm like the last one off the bus. So usually I used to get off just used to leaving an empty bus. But usually by that point, after people are gone and I'm pretty much free, I could just like move my back up, my backpack, and on the chair next to me, whatever. So that's my bus experience for today. Yesterday was an interesting day. So I don't know if you've heard or not. LinkedIn, actually, not just LinkedIn, but actually quite a few companies just this past few days have had their passwords leaked. LinkedIn being one of them. I think eHarmony was announced that they've had some passwords leaked today as well. So actually, LinkedIn was one of them that I have an account for, and yeah, everyone has to kind of like change their password once you hear that kind of news. So I just changed my password, big deal. The annoying part is when you start seeing people cropping up with tools websites saying, oh, check if your password is leaked and blah blah blah. I'm like, really? Those are like obvious phishing schemes. If your password wasn't stolen to begin with, and you enter your password and username on that site to check if it was stolen or not, obviously it's going to be stolen at that point, and it makes no sense why people would do that. Like, oh, how cool! I could just set up a site to check if people's passwords are stolen or not. Yeah, I mean, it was a funny idea. I mean, like a joke or whatever, but I'm so surprised that people actually created sites for that. I'm hoping a lot of people are smart enough not to fall for those kind of phishing schemes. I was reading a lot of funny tweets about that too. It was talking about like, oh, quick, change your password. Don't want to get spammed by anyone on Twitter. I mean, not spammed by anybody on LinkedIn. And it was like, oh, wait, never mind. Like, I get spammed quite a lot by various different recruiters and other people like that once in a while on Twitter. I mean, LinkedIn. Ugh, I keep saying Twitter. Yeah, I've been going on Twitter a lot lately. Do follow me, Mr. Whitehawk. Oh yeah. Other news. I've managed to reach 100 followers on Twitter. I know that's not a big deal or anything. I've seen people have like thousands of followers. Actually, I'm just about to reach 1,000 tweets as well. The sad thing is, I've had Twitter for like 5 years, and now I'm just reaching my 1,000th tweet and 100th follower, and yet I've seen a lot of people with Twitter accounts not much older than like not even a year old or like a few months old or whatever. I've seen them like already like thousands of followers, like almost tens of thousands of tweets and everything. It's like ridiculous. So I guess so if you follow me, So if you follow me, I'm not going to spam you with anything. I do like to retweet a lot of stuff that I like, and usually I'm like all over the place, so I have interest in a lot of things. So I'd be like retweeting some tech stuff, then I'd be retweeting some funny stuff if I can find some stuff, some factual stuff. I don't know. I mean, just like whatever that I find interesting, find an interest in. Hmm. Well, I guess that's it for tonight. Actually, kind of pretty tired. I was kind of reluctant on recording a video, but I guess I'll see about recording a video as often as I can, or whenever I can. I guess I don't know. Well, if you guys or if anybody decides to watch this video, leave me a comment, and if you have any interest in what I should talk about. Alright, bye bye. So I'll catch you guys later. Take care.